Nestled in the heart of a remote village, life continued as usual despite the news of an impending hurricane. The villagers had weathered many storms before, and this one was expected to be no different. Among them was Emma, a young woman who had returned to the village after years of living in the city. She had come seeking solace and a fresh start, but little did she know that her arrival would coincide with the most terrifying night of her life. As the sun set, the air grew thick with tension. The sky darkened, and the wind began to howl. The villagers hurried to secure their homes and gather supplies, their faces etched with a mix of apprehension and determination. Among them was William, the village elder, who carried an air of wisdom and foresight. He had seen hurricanes come and go, but he sensed something different about this one. As the hurricane drew nearer, an unsettling aura settled over the village. The wind carried whispers that seemed to dance on the edge of hearing, leaving a feeling of unease in their wake. Emma noticed the villagers exchanging nervous glances, their eyes haunted by the approaching storm. Night fell, and the rain began to pour. The once familiar streets turned into rivers, and the howling wind drowned out any attempts at communication. Emma huddled in her cottage, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and anticipation. The flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows on the walls, adding to the sense of foreboding that permeated the air. Amid the chaos of the storm, Emma heard a frantic knocking at her door. When she opened it, she found William, drenched and his eyes wide with fear. He had come to warn her, his voice barely audible over the tempest. "Listen carefully, Emma. There's something you need to know." William's voice trembled as he spoke of an ancient legend that had plagued the village for generations. It told of a malevolent presence that emerged during the most ferocious hurricanes, seeking to claim the souls of the villagers. The legend had always been dismissed as superstition, but William's eyes held a conviction that sent a chill down Emma's spine. As William spoke, a loud crash echoed through the village. The wind had torn the roof off a nearby cottage, exposing its interior to the elements. Emma's heart raced as she realized that they were running out of time. William implored her to take shelter in the village church, believing it to be the safest place during the storm. As they made their way through the rain-soaked streets, Emma's senses were assaulted by the howling wind and the relentless rain. The once familiar village had transformed into a nightmarish landscape, and the whispers that had been carried by the wind seemed to grow louder and more insistent. Inside the church, the villagers had sought refuge from the storm. The atmosphere was tense, a mixture of fear and uncertainty hanging in the air. Emma listened as William addressed the villagers, his voice carrying a blend of authority and desperation. He urged them to stay together, to remain vigilant as the hurricane raged outside. As the night wore on, the storm's intensity seemed to increase. Thunder cracked like cannon fire, and lightning illuminated the stained glass windows in erratic bursts. The whispers that had haunted the air outside now seeped into the church, their eerie cadence causing a collective shiver to run through the villagers. As the hurricane's fury showed no signs of abating, William revealed a plan to protect the village from the malevolent presence that the legend spoke of. He explained that an ancient ritual, passed down through generations, could banish the entity and restore peace to the village. The villagers gathered in a circle, their faces illuminated by the flickering candlelight. William led the ritual, his voice carrying the weight of generations past. Emma watched as the villagers chanted in unison, their words merging into a haunting melody that seemed to harmonize with the storm itself. As the ritual reached its crescendo, the church windows rattled, and a powerful gust of wind extinguished the candles. The room plunged into darkness, and the villagers' voices faltered. A presence seemed to materialize at the center of the circle, its form shrouded in shadows. Emma's heart raced as the entity's gaze seemed to pierce through her. She watched in horror as it began to take shape, its features distorted and grotesque. The villagers' voices trembled as they continued the ritual, their determination unwavering even in the face of the malevolent entity's presence. The room was a battleground of conflicting energies, The villagers' chants clashed with the entity's malevolence. Lightning flashed outside, illuminating the struggle within the church. The air crackled with tension, and the entity's form wavered as if struggling to maintain its grip. Emma, her fear overridden by determination, stepped forward and joined the villagers in their chants. The unity of their voices seemed to strengthen the ritual's power, pushing back against the darkness that sought to engulf them. The hurricane outside roared in response, its fury echoing the tumultuous battle within the church. As the storm raged on, the entity's form grew weaker, its malevolence dissipating like smoke in the wind. The villagers' voices grew stronger, their chants infused with a newfound sense of hope and defiance. With a final surge of energy, the ritual reached its climax, a blinding burst of light illuminating the room. When the light faded, the entity was gone. The room was still, the storm's fury abating as quickly as it had arrived. The villagers stood, their faces marked by exhaustion and relief. The legend that had haunted the village for generations had been confronted and conquered, its malevolent grip broken by the villagers' unity and courage. As the first rays of dawn broke through the clouds, the village emerged from the church, its inhabitants weary but triumphant. The once roaring hurricane had been quelled, its power no match for the villagers' determination to protect their home. In the aftermath, the villagers gathered to celebrate their victory over the malevolent entity. They sang songs of unity and resilience, their voices echoing through the now calm village. Emma stood among them, her heart filled with a newfound sense of belonging. The village had weathered the storm, and in doing so, had forged bonds that would last a lifetime. And as the sun's warmth bathed the village in a golden glow, the legend that had once filled the villagers with fear became a tale of courage and triumph. The whispers of the tempest had been silenced, replaced by a resounding chorus of hope and resilience that would echo through the generations to come.